wait and watch from far away, but you always knew you'd be the one to work while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream.
Oh, Brooklyn, Brooklyn, Brooklyn. Forget about it. I don't blame you at all. We are live, man. God, did this show suck. The absolute worst Survivor Series of the last 2 decades, man. What a complete disaster. I don't think WWE did anything right tonight outside of the opening match and the main event. All while Vince McMahon was missing his eggs. Yes. This was a storyline throughout the show, people. Vince McMahon was missing his golden egg. We're going to try and go over all of this tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go over why this was a creative disaster and why the Survivor Series is not the only night in which Raw and SmackDown will meet face-to-face, being that everybody's going to be back at the Barclays Center tomorrow. I'll tell you what, though, guys, you ain't going to be falling asleep like Brooklyn fell asleep during the Survivor Series. You want to know why? Because this is the #1 podcast live in the IWC. This is Off the Script.
AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your WWE Survivor Series 2021 post-show for November 21, 2021. I am JD from New York, and this is the OTS venue. Thank you guys very much for joining me on your late, early Sunday, Monday mornings. I feel bad for everybody in Brooklyn that wasted their time and wasted their money to go to this show tonight. This was exactly how I knew it would turn out to be, because WWE clearly hates professional wrestling. They do. I found it to be quite funny, and I am quite fond of Brian Alvarez. I think Brian Alvarez is awesome. Fuck everybody who thinks otherwise. I could not give a single shit what you guys think, man. I think Brian Alvarez and I are on the same wavelength when we come to things that bother us in WWE. He tweeted out something that I found quite hilarious. And this was actually before the main event of Survivor Series tonight, between Big E and Roman Reigns. This tweet came at 11:06 p.m. 107 minutes of wrestling on a show that's been on the air up until this point for 186 minutes. 79 minutes of the show have been videos and entrances. That is a staggering statistic. Not very surprising for a sports entertainment company, I will say, but quite the staggering statistic. That is. We get more hours of, or more minutes, I should say, more minutes of wrestling in 1 hour of Rampage than we do most weeks in WWE, period. This entire show tonight was Rock. More Dwayne. Shilling. Red Notion commercials on Netflix. And 3 different fucking segments about Vince McMahon missing his fucking egg. That apparently he was gifted by Dwayne. This Cleopatra egg, which is nothing more than, from what I see, a tease about The Rock actually coming in. Now, I may be wrong on that, but I do think that WWE is going to give us Rock versus Roman. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense with this tribal chief head of the table storyline. But this entire show was muddied with bullshit, matches that did not even need to take place, creative decisions that were absolutely fucking ridiculous, and a pay-per-view that ended up being one of the worst of the entire, probably the worst of the entire year, and one of the worst Survivor Series of all time. And WWE has nobody to blame but themselves. They don't care. They don't care. They can hype away, oh, we got 15,200 people inside the Barclays Center. No, you don't. No, you don't. In a day and age where these numbers are easily and readily available, you do not have 15,200 people that actually paid their hard-earned money to come and watch a show that has been given no hype, no build, no entertaining aspect whatsoever. You do not have 15,000 fucking people inside the Barclays Center. At all. Give me a break. WWE has nobody to blame but themselves with this horrendous pay-per-view tonight. And I didn't really want to come on here, and I honestly didn't think I was going to come on here and hate the show as bad as I did, because typically when WWE has these types of shows where they don't build anything up, they end up surprising everybody. But this is not just any random pay-per-view. This is Raw versus SmackDown, folks. You know, the only show of the entire year where Raw versus SmackDown meet head-to-head, yet we're getting a Raw versus SmackDown head-to-head Monday Night Raw where everybody will be in the building tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. So exactly how is this the only time of the year where Raw versus SmackDown happens? WWE creatively made a complete disaster out of this show. We're going to go over exactly why. I've had geeks arguing with me all night online about, you know, the women's match and this and that. Give me a break. Give me a break. Shut up and sit in the back of the fucking classroom while I go over why you're a complete fucking idiot. There's a reason why I'm the teacher and you are the student. Remember that. I don't understand why WWE went about doing what they did with this show. I really don't. Throughout most of the night, the fans were fucking dead. Asleep, almost. Completely disinterested. I think the only time the fans were genuinely excited was at the start of the show with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. It felt like a big fight feel. The match had no fucking build-up the last 4 weeks, but it felt like a big fight feel. After that, seems like WWE, they didn't give a shit about anything that came on after that until the Roman Reigns match, and Brooklyn knew that. This is not some rinky-dink fucking town. This is Brooklyn, New York. Seems like WWE doesn't know how to entertain the hardest core wrestling fans anymore. I don't get it. You had an easy fucking in with this entire show. And this is the end product. This is the end result that you delivered to these people. The crowd was completely out of it all show. At one point during the women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, they were doing the fucking wave. That's what you want? That's what you want in your women's 5-on-5 Raw versus SmackDown elimination match. In the same match, they were chanting CM Punk. Now, I get it. The fans are ruthless, and the CM Punk chants on a WWE show are really outplayed. But, I mean, if you're in Brooklyn and you paid money to be at that show and you're chanting CM Punk, what the fuck are you doing there? It would probably be in your best interest to not pay money to go to the show and hit WWE where it hurts most, and that is their wallets. Dead silent for the tag team match between the Usos and RK Bro. Dead silent most of the night for the men's tag team match, 5-on-5. Dead silent for Shinsuke Nakamura versus Damian Priest, which ended up being on the pre-show. The 25-man battle royal that was in honor of The Rock celebrating his anniversary was sponsored by fucking Pizza Hut. If that's what you think of pizza in Brooklyn, holy fucking shit, get the fuck out of my town. Seriously. The crowd was dead all night, even in the early stages of the Roman Reigns and Big E match. This crowd was disinterested. And WWE has nobody to blame but themselves. One of the worst Survivor Series pay-per-views ever. And maybe next year, if this concept is still around, maybe next year they'll learn their fucking lesson. I don't want to watch professional wrestling that is just thrown on a card and thrown on TV with absolutely no meaning. Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair was definitely a victim of WWE not giving them TV time outside of video packages. But the thing is, the situation was real. That's why it gave that match a big fight feel. Everything else that came after it, I don't know how you could expect anybody to give a shit about anything that followed that match. Maybe next year they will learn their lesson and give us 4 to 5 weeks of build. Maybe next year they'll actually build up the Raw versus SmackDown feud. And I mean build it up to a point where we get to November. We've had a couple of Raw invasions on SmackDown. We've had a couple of SmackDown invasions on Raw. Or maybe better yet, like I've been protesting for the better part of fucking 7 years now. How about we end the fucking draft and end the brand split altogether? I don't know how you're going to maintain separate brands with Nick Khan coming up with a fucking hit list every 3 weeks. By the way, he was in attendance tonight. I don't know if you guys seen him in the crowd, sitting aisleway, left side, front row. Probably getting a bird's eye view of who he's firing next. Right before the end of the year, because you know what's coming. Maybe they'll get rid of the brand split altogether, which right now is not needed at all. It actually makes WWE programming worse. Your women's division is worse because of the brand split. Your tag team division is worse because of the brand split. SmackDown is fucking garbage because of the brand split. It reminds me of Monday Night Raw before the draft 6 weeks ago. And if this is the best that you're going to do for Survivor Series with a brand split, I don't want to see another fucking Survivor Series under this format or another brand split draft ever again. All I want is better television. All I want is shit that makes sense. All I want is competitive matches that fucking mean something and people who are built up consistently to a point where we actually have contenders and champions that fucking mean something. Is that so difficult to fucking ask for? Because I don't know what the fuck you watched tonight, but I'll tell you what you watched tonight. It was WWE in its lowest form. Complete dog shit creatively. I don't know how anybody found anything redeeming outside of the opening match and the last match on this show. And we're going to break it down tonight on Off the Script. I appreciate you guys very, very much for joining me. We are 3,000 large in the OTS venue. I appreciate you guys very much for hanging out. We're adding to the venue tomorrow. I am so excited to be adding yet another aspect of the venue tomorrow. It is going to be absolutely tremendous. Wait till you guys see what I've been working on and my team's been working on for weeks, man. We're showing up to the venue in style tomorrow. I hope. They told me it was going to be ready. The car is coming out of the shop. It's going to be awesome, man. Can't wait to show you guys what we've been working on. VIP's already got a tease. Channel members already got a tease, so you guys know what's coming. But make sure you guys hit that join button, man. Become a VIP right here on OTS. You'll be sitting VIP with me right back there. All the cold beverages you want, man, on me. So hit that join button down below and become a channel member. You guys get early access to things like I just mentioned, early access to the podcast every weekend like we did on episode 397 this past week. You guys get those custom emotes as well and those custom badges that show off your VIP status in the chat. So hit that join button, become a channel member today. Also, hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for notifications, and hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000. Soft cap tonight, 1,000. We're at 822. You know what? Fuck it. I'm raising it to 1,500. 1,500 likes on the live stream chat tonight, man. We got 3,100 in the venue. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. No less than 1,500. Also, hit that bell and turn it on for all notifications. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Go and check out all the other content that you might have missed on the channel. Like I said, Off the Script, episode 397 was hot this past Saturday. We went over the truth about the most recent WWE releases and how WWE is going to suffer the ultimate consequences as far as their reputation is concerned if this continues to be a regular thing. The truth behind Hit Row being released, the truth behind John Morrison being released, and everybody else that was released this past Thursday. If you guys want to support the show, several ways to do that. Number one, Patreon. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Bonfire.com. Get your t-shirts today. Bonfire.com. Sal Rex and I are going to be working on some new designs for the holidays. Hopefully we got that all squared away and get those designs up before the holiday season rings in. And make sure you guys check out my sponsor for today's show, man, Manscaped. Manscaped.com. You guys are going to use code SCRIPT20 to save 20% off on anything on their website. And you guys are going to get that free shipping as well. That is Manscaped.com. Use code SCRIPT20 at checkout. And also get those super chats in, guys. Super chats are coming in, and we'll hang out at the end of the show and go over them all. So if you guys want to show your support, you can actually do the super chat as well, and we will read them all at the end of tonight's post show. Let's start at the top, man. We go right into the Survivor Series pre-show. And we get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Damian Priest. This is the Intercontinental Champion versus the United States Champion on the pre-show. I'm not a big fan of this match happening on the pre-show, man. I'm not a big fan of Damian Priest being on the pre-show. I'm not a big fan of the Intercontinental title being on the pre-show. I'm not a big fan of the United States title being on the pre-show. I don't know when and where the Intercontinental Championship has just taken a complete and utter backseat in WWE, but I feel like this is a common thing every single time. It's doing Nakamura no good, just like it did Apollo Crews no good. Big E, I believe, was the Intercontinental Champion at one point as well, and it did him no good either. It's ridiculous. I don't understand the lack of respect for the Intercontinental Championship. This title was held by some of the greatest of all time. Triple H, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mr. Perfect, Shawn Michaels, Scott Hall, Bret the Hitman Hart, Ravishing Rick Rude, The Ultimate Warrior. Why is the Intercontinental Championship being treated like a minor fucking title? Why is it being treated on the same wavelength as the 24/7 championship? I think Reggie has defended the 24/7 championship more than Nakamura has defended the Intercontinental Championship. To me, that's a fucking problem. And Damian Priest isn't really doing anything with the United States Championship either, but it's not his fault. WWE seemingly doesn't know how to book their champions, especially if they're babyface. I don't know why this match wasn't on the main card. I don't. Isn't the Intercontinental Championship the third most important title in the entire company? Why is it on the pre-show? And why wasn't this Pizza Hut Battle Royal on the pre-show? I don't really get it. And I never will get it. They do it on purpose. This is the first time Shinsuke Nakamura has defended the Intercontinental Championship, I believe, since the one lone match he had with Apollo Crews weeks ago after he won it. I think Crews got a rematch right after SummerSlam, and Nakamura hasn't really defended the championship at all. He's been in matches with Madcap Moss and Happy Corbin, or whatever the fuck else they got him doing on that atrocious program on Friday night. Damian Priest, he hasn't really been doing much of anything on Monday Night Raw either. He's one of the bright spots on Monday Night Raw. Apparently, he's going through a character change of sorts. He's got this good side, and then he's got this evil side about him. This is a Vince McMahon thing. Vince changed his entrance music. Vince changed his entrance completely. No more Archer of Infamy. Vince is definitely hands-on with Damian Priest and the change undergoing right now with Damian Priest. I don't know why we didn't get these guys crossing paths in the weeks leading up to this match and this show. This match absolutely suffered, not only because of WWE creative malpractice on both the US and the Intercontinental titles. This match did not only suffer because of creative malpractice for Nakamura and Damian Priest, but it suffered because WWE gave these guys absolutely no reason to be in the ring with each other outside the fact that they're both mid-card champions. And I hate using that term, mid-card. Nakamura should be much better off in WWE than where he is right now. And I'm pretty sure if you got that man behind closed doors, he'd probably tell you the same thing. Damian Priest, they gave this guy a lot, then they scaled him back. Then they made him champion and then scaled him back, as if they don't want to build anybody and they want to tell you that they don't want to build any new stars. So in the end of it all, who gave a shit about this match? We're fans of Nakamura. We're fans of Priest. We want to see better for both guys. We want to see better for both championships. But at the end of the day, can you honestly say that you give a single shit about this match? No. No. Like I said, maybe next year, WWE will go into the Survivor Series with a different head on its shoulders. I'm not banking on that happening, but maybe. Or maybe we don't get a fucking brand split at all next year, which is what I would do and I think is the best course of action to fix WWE programming. So Priest had the early advantage. By the way, shout out to Pat McAfee and Corey Graves tonight with Michael Cole. I've said this time and time again, Pat McAfee has made Michael Cole a much, much normalized, better commentator. He just brings out a better Michael Cole for whatever reason. I love it. And Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Pat McAfee were the stars of the show tonight. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Charlotte, Becky, Roman, Biggie, I don't care. Pat McAfee and Corey Graves were the absolute two best things about this entire show tonight. I would have had them commentate the entire night, to be quite honest with you. You got your Raw guy there and Corey Graves. You got your SmackDown guys there and Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. They were fantastic tonight. So shout out to all three of those guys. Damian Priest had an early advantage. He worked over Nakamura's arm. Boogs. I will be getting his t-shirt, by the way. It's just sold out in a medium. But good for him, man. His shirts were sold out all over the place on WWE Shop. Good for my boy Boogs. Love to see it. Love to see the heavy metal representation just flying off the shelves in Rick Boogs. Boogs started playing his guitar to distract Priest. He had this Jackson Flying V electric guitar. I was never a big Flying V guy. I was always more of a Gibson guy. I loved my Gibson SG, man. And then my Gibson obviously suffered a fucking terrible fate. The neck on my Gibson was completely just worn out. And then I went to an ESP, and then, you know, I still have it, but it's in the possession of my brother who writes music on it. So I pretty much bought my ESP guitar for my brother Frank to write Legionary. So that's the small story there of my musical journey. I played Gibson for many, many, many years. A Gibson Voodoo SG, by the way, which was a very rare limited edition. I loved it. I'm sure I got some pages or some pictures of it, rather, on some of my social media pages somewhere. I got to find that just to kind of take a gander at how beautiful it was. Anyway, Boogs was playing guitar, distracting Priest. Pat McAfee was dancing in the background because you know Pat McAfee loves his boy Boogs. Nakamura then took it to Priest with a knee. Priest fired back with some of his offense. Priest then missed a splash in the corner. Nakamura took over. Priest fought back, slowed the pace of the match down to stop Nakamura's offense. So Boogs played the guitar again, which was annoying Damian Priest. Priest knocked down Nakamura and gave Boogs a final warning not to play the guitar again. He's like, if you play that guitar one more time, shit's going to go down. So Nakamura took advantage. He had a nice sliding German suplex on Damian Priest for a near fall. Nakamura went for a knee off the second turnbuckle. Priest countered with a spinning heel kick. He then hit a splash in the corner, followed up by a clothesline that turned Nakamura inside out. Priest and Nakamura both now up in the middle of the ring, trading kicks. And Nakamura took over with a sliding knee. He went for a cover, got a near fall. And Nakamura went for a Kinshasa, but Priest countered with a chokeslam that he calls South from Heaven. Nice little Slayer reference there. He got a near fall off that. Priest went for the Reckoning, but Nakamura broke free. Nakamura went for an armbar, but Priest countered into a submission of his own. Suddenly, Boogs again started playing the guitar for a third time. Priest let go of this submission hold. He jumped out of the ring, got face-to-face with Boogs on the outside, took his guitar, and broke his Jackson Flying V over his knee. Now, I was slightly heartbroken for my boy Boogs, but man, was that a great sight, seeing Damian Priest just fucking snap and break his electric guitar, Boogs' electric guitar, into pieces, broke it in half. And then he used the actual guitar body, hit Boogs in the face with it, and then hit Nakamura in the face with it, and the referee called for a disqualification. WWE gave you Nakamura and Damian Priest, two guys that needed wins, two guys that needed some sort of momentum because they haven't really had much of any lately. WWE books these guys not only on the pre-show, but they book this match between the Intercontinental Champion and the United States Champion to go to a finish, a non-finish. Nakamura gets the victory over Damian Priest. And we're off to the running here with the non-finishes on Survivor Series. This was going to be a common theme throughout the show. And at one point, I started to question and ask myself, why do we even have this show if WWE is not going to go to the lengths creatively to come up with clear and decisive winners? I don't think we should start the fucking show off with a goddamn disqualification. There should be one winner and one loser. When has WWE ever shied away from beating a champion on regular Raw or SmackDown in non-title matches? So why can't they do it here? Why can't Nakamura get a win? Why can't Damian Priest get a win? Clean. This is not the first time these guys would have taken a clean loss in a non-title match. So why stop now? It actually does more harm than good. Nobody wins, and we get a DQ. Bullshit. Nakamura won the match by disqualification because of Damian Priest breaking the guitar and smashing Nakamura in the face with it. That was the pre-show. We go to the main show. We see the opening video package that included scenes shilling the new Rock and Ryan Reynolds movie, Red Notice. I was actually going to watch Red Notice today. I told Jesse via text. I was actually going to watch Red Notice tonight, and then I realized what the rating was on Netflix, and it didn't really get all that good of a rating. So what I did was proceed to spend my afternoon with a bowl of popcorn and a cold beverage, watching again for the 9th time, and I'm very proud of it because it's one of the best movies of all time, No Country for Old Men. If you're not a fan of that movie, man, I don't know, man. I don't know about it. I'm not a big movie guy, but I know a good movie when I see a good movie, man. And No Country for Old Men is an incredible movie. My boy Javier Bardem. Good old Anton Chigurh, man. One of the best movie villains of all time. And don't at me. Don't at me, man. Anton Chigurh is a fucking beast. I love him. Love him. I wish they would really make a follow-up, man. You know, it angers me that he got into the car crash at the end of the movie. He pays the kid for his t-shirt. He puts his arm in a sling. He's got his bone sticking out of his arm, right? And then he walks away. You never know what happens to my boy Anton Chigurh. What happened? Where did he go? Great movie, man. Great fucking movie. I should have watched that for a 10th time over watching Survivor Series tonight. Anyway, Becky Lynch. She could take a page out of fucking Anton Chigurh's playbook on how to play a heel, man. Really. The so-called quote-unquote heel, Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, against Charlotte Flair, the SmackDown Women's Champion. I will say this. I got to give WWE some credit where credit is due here. I mean, their production team is the best in the business. I mean, I think everybody pretty much understands that and knows that. The build for this match was non-existent. After the entire ordeal where Charlotte and Becky had that little back and forth with the titles and that god-awful title switch, it really, looking back at it, it was really all the WWE needed to build this feud because it was real. Everybody knew of the reports. Everybody knew of the real-life heat between Charlotte and Becky Lynch. And it honestly reminded me, when these two women came out and the bell rang, it reminded me of when Nia Jax broke Becky Lynch's face, and it really just shot Becky Lynch into superstardom. I feel like with the incident that happened and the swapping of the belts, which, again, I have to stress this was fucking terrible, Bruce. What a goddamn creative blunder that was, huh? It honestly made the entire match feel big, minus the build, because the build was non-existent. I feel like Charlotte Flair got legitimate heat tonight because of that incident. Everybody knows, everybody is understanding the heat that Charlotte Flair got because of this. The fans aren't stupid in the year 2021. I honestly think this translated to Charlotte Flair legitimately getting the reaction that Charlotte Flair should be getting. And I commend that. I really do. Charlotte came out. She looked like Cruella DeVille. And Becky came out. I don't know what the fuck she was wearing, but whatever she was wearing was utterly ridiculous, especially her boots, man. Her boots were ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. As soon as these women got into the ring, the bell rang. It was off to the races, brawling with each other like the match should have started off like. Crowd was into it. Crowd was invested. It felt like a big fight feel. It felt like these women hated each other legitimately. It felt like you wanted to watch them beat the shit out of each other. I commend WWE on building this match up with a goddamn near perfect video package. documenting the history of both of these women. Excellent stuff. The match itself, I enjoyed the match. I thought the ending was a little anticlimactic, and I thought the ending was a little lame. But for the most part of the match, I thought the match was very, very good. Not the best match that these two women put on, but I thought the match did exactly what it needed to do as far as everybody involved. So, Lynch was furious before the bell, shit-talking Charlotte. Referee held her back. Charlotte was also talking shit. And Flair went right after Lynch with a right hand at the bell. Lynch fired back with some kicks and went after Flair as well. Looked like they were punching each other shoot-wise, which was great. Lynch gained control. Fans were clearly behind Becky here with Becky chants. Flair then slammed Lynch's head onto the mat. She was posing and showing off, and fans erupted in legit boos for Charlotte Flair. Good. So Lynch tried to come back, but Flair slammed her into the ring post on the outside. Flair climbed to the top rope for a moonsault, but Lynch recovered enough and shoved her off of the top rope into the barricade. And it looked like Charlotte, it's not only Charlotte, but when someone comes off the top rope like that to the outside on that floor, on that mat, it's an easy way to tear an ACL or fucking buckle a knee or twist an ankle. Charlotte looked like she took a very hard fall off that top rope to the outside. I'm glad to see that she's okay because she didn't really land all that gracefully. But let's be real, Charlotte is not really all that graceful to begin with. Just look at the way she does her fucking moonsault, the worst moonsault of all time. So, they jumped back in the ring and they started talking more trash to each other. Flair and Lynch then traded brutal slaps back and forth, legit shoot slaps, which was great. Flair hit a clothesline and put an end to that. Flair followed up with some hard chops in the corner. Flair went right back to the leg, obviously softening up the leg for the figure eight. But Lynch countered out of that. Lynch went for a disarm her. Flair reversed. Lynch went for an arm bar again. But Flair countered with a power bomb for a near fall. Flair was yelling at Lynch that she's the greatest of all time and nobody's on her level. Flair went for a moonsault in the ring. Becky Lynch rolled out of the way, and then Flair did her best Andrade, but it looked awful. So she did a standing moonsault, or what looked to be a standing moonsault, and she got a near fall off of that. Flair and Lynch, more trash talking with each other. Lynch was coming back, making a babyface comeback, and caught Flair with a leg drop to the back of the neck off the second turnbuckle for a 2 count. This is awesome. This is awesome. And I believe the crowd here when they chanted this, because up until this point, it was really physical and really big fight feel between these two women. So Lynch got Flair with some uppercuts. Flair went for a big boot, but hit a back elbow instead for a near fall. Flair tried to roll up Lynch, but she held on to the top rope. Flair then rocked Lynch with a big boot. Another close 2 count. Flair went for a slam. Lynch slipped out, hit an inverted DDT for a near fall. Lynch missed a leg drop off the top rope. She then recovered, hit a manhandle slam, and Flair got her foot on the bottom rope. I hate this spot. The same thing happened in the Big E Roman Reigns match, where Big E hit the big ending and Roman Reigns got the rope. Becky Lynch hit the manhandle slam and Charlotte Flair got the rope. You are supposed to be big-time Becks, right? You're supposed to be the Raw Women's Champion. Don't you know better to pull your opponent away from the rope and have them not have an opportunity to reach said rope to break up the pinfall? I see it happen way too many times. It makes the one making the pinfall look fucking stupid. And I don't like it. I really don't. Becky Lynch looks like somebody that doesn't know what she's doing. Big E looked like somebody like he didn't know what he was doing. I think it's a better impact if Charlotte kicked out of the manhandle slam and Roman kicked out of the big ending than having the referee up, foot on the rope. It's not believable, and the fans are not stupid. Stop treating the fans as if they're stupid. So Flair got her foot on the bottom rope. Becky Lynch locked in a figure 4 leg lock. This got a big pop, but it really wasn't applied all the way. And Flair and Lynch traded slaps while in the hold. Flair reversed the figure 4 to put pressure on Becky, and then Becky got to the ropes. Flair knocked Lynch off the apron, went up top. Becky was on the outside. Flair went for a moonsault and did not connect with a moonsault at all. She barely grazed Becky on the way down with an elbow. And then WWE had the fucking gall and the balls to play the replay again of the moonsault, knowing that Charlotte did not connect at all on the moonsault. Worst moonsault in the business is Charlotte Flair. I don't know till this day. I don't know why she continues to do it. I don't. I praise Charlotte time and time and time again with the athleticism of Charlotte Flair that she's got a very good-looking Spanish fly off the top rope. She should be doing that in the ring and getting rid of the moonsault. It fucking looks stupid. One of the worst moonsaults I have ever seen. I don't know why she continues to do it. So, she barely grazed Lynch. Flair took over, locked on Becky's disarm her. Lynch made it to the ropes. And then the finish came when Flair rolled up Lynch, held on to the rope. The referee saw Flair trying to cheat. The referee caught Flair. Lynch reversed into her own roll-up, and she held the rope, cheated to win, and Charlotte Flair loses to Becky Lynch. 1, 2, 3. The referee did not catch Becky Lynch holding the rope, but he did catch Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch beats Charlotte. I'm not surprised. I don't understand why anybody thinks Becky Lynch is losing this title or losing, period. You know, I find it funny how all the Liv Morgan stands out there. Oh, yeah, Liv Morgan's going to win the women's championship, man. Man, oh, man, I haven't seen a delusional group of fans since the days of the Alexa Bliss stands, which they're still out there. But now that Alexa's off TV for whatever reason, goodbye. Now we have to worry about the Liv Morgan stands and the Bianca Belair stands and the Charlotte stands, right? There's still standum going on. But everybody thinks that Liv Morgan's going to win the Raw Women's Championship. Give me a break, man. She got eliminated in the Survivor Series match. What title is she winning? God! Why do I have to be on here every single week teaching you guys lesson after lesson and nobody wants to fucking listen to me? I don't say this shit because I want to be mean. I'm saying this shit because it's the fucking truth. I'm not surprised by this ending. The look on Charlotte Flair's face was one of disgust. It was that smile you give somebody where you know that they're fucking angry, but they're trying to hide it behind a smile. That was Charlotte Flair all through the ending of this match when Becky Lynch was blasting, oh, go to the dirt sheets and tell them that you're the greatest of all time, or whatever the fuck she was saying at the end of the match. Charlotte walked out with this evil grin on her face, knowing that she was punished. And that's exactly what this was. This was WWE punishing Charlotte Flair in the easiest of ways. Did they protect Charlotte Flair just a little bit by having her lose in a situation where Becky cheated? Yes. Becky didn't pin Charlotte outright clean. 1, 2, 3. It was a fuck finish. So somewhat, Charlotte was protected. But let's be real. Somebody had to lose this match, and it wasn't going to be Becky Lynch. WWE reportedly wanted to punish Charlotte, but could not punish Charlotte, because if they punished Charlotte, then they would have to punish several others as well. Not only for this one incident that happened between Becky and Charlotte, but other incidences that happened with Charlotte Flair and anybody else backstage. So they couldn't punish Charlotte Flair outright, take her off television. It also wouldn't really appease Fox Sports because they actually asked and requested for Charlotte to be on SmackDown. This was WWE's way, simple way of punishing Charlotte Flair without really punishing her. And that's all this was. Now they can move on to separate shows. Charlotte could go back to SmackDown. Becky could go back to Raw. They don't have to look at each other anymore. And that is it. That is it. Maybe things will get better. Maybe time will pass. Maybe time will heal all wounds. Maybe they'll reconnect in some way. But professionally, they will probably never work together in a meaningful storyline ever again because of what happened here with this incident and what happened tonight at Survivor Series. And I know Fightful reported that this match was actually supposed to close the show. I'm actually glad it didn't close the show. Because if that was the way the show was going to go off the air, it was really no better with what we saw with Roman Reigns and Big E. There was no big surprise at the end of that match. There was no screw job finish here. So the right match opened the show. It was the hottest match on the entire card. It got the fans into it. And now we can move on and maybe, hopefully forget about Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair until the next problem. Now we focus our attention on Becky and Liv Morgan. Now we focus our attention on Charlotte and Toni Storm. Will WWE do the right thing in either of these situations? Probably not. Probably not. But I'll talk about those two situations a little bit later during the women's 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. We got 3,300 people in the venue. Thank you guys for filtering in, man. Thank you guys for hanging out in the venue tonight. I appreciate you very much. We got 1,183 likes, man. We need 1,500 likes. So if you guys are in the chat and you guys have just arrived in the venue, go grab yourself a cold beverage. Get those super chats in and hit those thumbs up. We need 1,500 thumbs up tonight live on the live stream. Survivor Series elimination match. Men's. Team Raw. Bobby Lashley. Finn Balor. Kevin Owens. Austin Theory. And Seth Rollins. They went up against Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, Happy Corbin, with Madcap Moss in his corner, and King Xavier Woods. This Survivor Series match was better than the women. I will give it that. But it went almost 30 minutes. I don't think it really needed to go 30 minutes. Why did it need to go 30 minutes when there was nothing on the line here? There was nothing on the line in this match. Maybe one of those boxes of pizzas was being saved for the winning team. It got delivered into the winner's locker room. I have no idea. 30 minutes for a Survivor Series match that really didn't have any reward at the end of it. And this match consisted of 3 countouts, which I'm not really a big fan of. Because we got a DQ in the Nakamura Damian Priest match. We got a fuck finish in the Becky Lynch and Charlotte match. And then we got 3 pinfall decisions in this match that were count out. Not really a great start to the Survivor Series, or not a really great creative start for WWE here. Which makes me go back to my original question. Why are we even doing this shit if you can't come up with winners and losers? It's very bizarre. This match was okay. It wasn't as offensive as the women's match. It was all right. Doesn't really mean anything, but it was good. So Kevin Owens argued with Team Raw right at the start that he wanted to start the match. He was yelling at Rollins. And he was yelling at Rollins because he had something to prove to everybody on Team Raw. So Owens and Woods were about to start for their teams. Instead, Kevin Owens rolled out of the ring, and within 30 seconds, Kevin Owens was eliminated and got himself counted out. I don't know what they're doing with Kevin Owens. I don't know where this is going. Some people think this is character progression as far as Kevin Owens is concerned on Monday Night Raw. Some people think he's going to be the next in line for Big E and the WWE Championship. He may very well stay lingering around the WWE title situation, but I think that's primarily going to be Seth Rollins and Big E. But I have this feeling, and I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. It honestly feels like Kevin Owens is being treated like Dean Ambrose, now Jon Moxley. When Dean Ambrose was about to walk out of WWE, it seems like WWE is treating Kevin Owens and giving him the Dean Ambrose treatment. I don't know what they're doing with him. He may be playing a heel on television, but from what I see, and I'm a pretty decent read of people, it looks like that man is not having fun. It looks like that man knows that he is being creatively fucking shot in the foot. There's nothing there fulfilling his creative heart. It feels like Kevin Owens is going through the motions. Now, I could be wrong on that, but if it makes any sense for him to go to AEW, it is now. Kenny Omega's taking a leave of absence for several months. Kevin Owens walks in February, right before Revolution, and we get the Mount Rushmore group thrown back together. Adam Cole, baby. The Young Bucks and Kevin Owens. Kenny Omega comes back thinking that it's going to be all great with the Elite. And it's not. And maybe he gets some of his guys from New Japan to come on over and wrestle this new super clique of the Young Bucks, Kevin Owens and Adam Cole. If it makes any sense for Kevin Owens to walk into AEW now, it is when his contract is up. And I honestly think, if I'm a betting man, that man already has a fucking offer waiting for him as soon as his contract is up here with World Wrestling Entertainment. He was eliminated in 30 seconds. He eliminated himself. He had the easiest night of everybody in Brooklyn, New York. He didn't break a fucking sweat. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So Kevin Owens was eliminated. Woods took advantage and took Austin Theory into the ring. Team SmackDown was working over Austin Theory, cut him off from the rest of his Team Raw tag team partners. Rollins got the tag. Corbin rocked him with a clothesline. Hardy tagged in. Fans were very much behind Jeff Hardy tonight. This is another indication. Hardy hasn't been booked great, but he's been booked a lot better than Matt Hardy has been in AEW. But I'd like to see, and I do think we will eventually see Jeff and Matt back together in AEW. One final run with the Hardy brothers for those AEW tag team titles. Man, it's going to be a marvelous story. SmackDown was dominating this match. They isolated Balor. McIntyre hit a delayed vertical suplex on Balor for a near fall. That's a match I'd like to see. Definitely. But Drew's on SmackDown. We didn't get that when they were both on the same brand. But SmackDown continued to dominate this match. Balor fought back. Corbin hit him with a deep six, went for a near fall. Lashley jumped in. McIntyre caught him with a belly-to-belly suplex. Balor took advantage, hit the coup de grace on Corbin. Corbin was eliminated from the match. Hardy and Balor faced off. Fans broke into another big Hardy chant in Brooklyn. Hardy rolled up Balor with the sunset flip. Balor rolled through, hit a basement dropkick. Rollins backed Hardy into his corner, and Raw took advantage of isolating Hardy in their corner of the ring. So then Balor slowed the pace down on Jeff Hardy. Balor placed Hardy on the top rope. Hardy fought back. Hardy knocked Balor and Rollins off the top rope. Hit the whisper in the wind. Took both guys out. Lashley then pulled McIntyre off the apron. Slammed him into the ring post. Woods got the hot tag. He went wild. He hit a rolling DDT on Rollins. Took Theory out with a forearm. Woods climbed to the top rope. Lashley knocked him off. Lashley tagged in. Hit the spear on Woods. Hurt lock. And Woods tapped out. So much for King Woods. He loses his crown, his throne, his cape, and his scepter. And then gets tapped out by the Almighty at Survivor Series. Lashley wouldn't break the hold, which obviously led to SmackDown jumping him. McIntyre and Lashley went face-to-face in the middle of the ring. When I tell you nobody in the arena gave a shit, nobody in the arena gave a single shit about Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. This is a New York crowd. We are well beyond our expiration with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. No more. No more. Yeah, WWE thought it would be a big deal that these two bulls met in the middle of the ring. Nobody gave a shit. So Lashley gained control, shoulder tackle in the corner on Drew. McIntyre came back with a clothesline, sent Lashley to the outside. So Lashley and McIntyre brawled around ringside over the barricade. Eventually, the referee counted both guys out. So Kevin Owens gets counted out. Drew McIntyre gets counted out. And Bobby Lashley gets counted out. WWE clearly is not going to beat Drew McIntyre. He's been on a fucking Claymore spree on SmackDown. Open challenges every week by Drew McIntyre. Nobody's going to beat him. He's going to be positioned to be the one guy that is going to be as legit as they come to take down Roman. He's not going to take down Roman. Bobby Lashley, I don't know what they got in store for Bobby Lashley on Monday Night Raw, but it seems like they're building Bobby Lashley up as this incredible, undefeatable monster. So we'll see what happens there. So neither one of these guys could afford to take a loss, and WWE gave them the easy way out tonight. 2 countouts. Kind of lame. Again, makes me wonder why we're even having this pay-per-view, this concept, and this type of match if nobody can lose clean. I don't know. Clearly, this did not sit well with the New York crowd. So, double count out. Lashley jumped McIntyre. McIntyre fought back, hit him with a Claymore kick. Rollins then taunted McIntyre that he got eliminated, tapped him on the shoulder. He ate a big fucking headbutt right to the face. And Sheamus tried to take advantage, only got a 2 count on Rollins after the McIntyre headbutt. Balor was in control, went for the coup de grace. Sheamus moved out of the way, hit a bro kick on Balor. Balor was eliminated. Doesn't really bode well for Finn Balor on Monday night. He's been in the middle of a lot of nothing on Monday night. Rollins and Theory against Sheamus and Hardy. So Theory, he went and rocked Sheamus with a knee for a near fall. Rollins slowed the pace down with the chin lock on Sheamus. Hardy tagged in. He got some nice babyface offense on Rollins, hit a big splash off the second turnbuckle, got a near fall 2 count. Hardy jumped off of Sheamus's back and did the signature Hardy splash in the corner as Sheamus was playing the role of Matt. He was on all fours. Hardy jumped on his back or off his back into Rollins and Theory. So, after that spot, Hardy jumped off of Sheamus's back, hit the splash. Rollins went for the stomp. Sheamus countered with a white noise. Sheamus went for the bro kick. Theory caused a distraction, and Rollins hit the super kick for a near fall. Rollins then pulled Hardy off the apron. Sheamus had nobody to tag. Theory took advantage and rolled Sheamus up for an elimination. So Austin Theory eliminated Sheamus. Sheamus then took Theory out with a clothesline. Sheamus got in Hardy's face and hit him with a clothesline because that's what the Irishman Sheamus does. Give me a pint of Guinness. I want to fight everybody even though I'm on his team. He doesn't give a shit. So after that, Sheamus was gone. Rollins tagged in, hit a frog splash on Hardy. We're down to Hardy and Rollins now. Rollins and Theory. Theory was still in the match, by the way. I'm sorry. Tried to give Hardy a double suplex. Hardy knocked the heels off and hit Swanton Bomb on Theory. Eliminated him from the match. So Hardy eliminated Theory. Hardy and Rollins were now the final 2. Fans broke into a loud Hardy chant. They were going crazy. Rollins got in Hardy's face, but Hardy kicked him in the midsection. Hardy went for his twist of fate. Rollins countered it. Hardy rolled up Rollins for a 2 count. Rollins went for the stomp, but Hardy caught his foot. He then recovered and hit twist of fate to a big pop from Brooklyn. He went for the Swanton Bomb again, but Rollins got the knees up, and that was enough because it led to the stomp, and Rollins got the victory. He was the lone survivor here for Team Monday Night Raw. Rollins wins. He beats Hardy, and he wins it for Team Raw. I don't understand why anybody would think Rollins was going to lose this match. Rollins was never getting eliminated here. As soon as the match went on and you seen that Rollins was one of the last guys there, you kind of knew in a very predictable way that Rollins was going to win this match for Team Raw. I mean, he's in the ring one-on-one against Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy doesn't really have much going on right now on SmackDown. He's a lost cause. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins is the #1 contender for Big E and the WWE Championship. There was no way Seth Rollins was losing this match at all. Predictable, yes. A good predictable, no. Seth Rollins wins it for Team Raw, and Jeff Hardy is still very much over in New York City. Makes me wonder if anybody would legitimately care about one final run for Jeff Hardy towards the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns is going to need opponents. I don't know when this Rock match is going to happen. I don't know how many opponents he has lined up for himself on SmackDown with that weak roster. You got Drew McIntyre, and outside that, I don't really consider anybody else legit. We did the Cesaro thing, Nakamura maybe, but those aren't legit guys that I believe could take down Roman Reigns. Jeff Hardy's not a legit guy, but we haven't seen the match one-on-one. I think it would give us something new and something fresh. One final run for Jeff Hardy against Roman Reigns. I think that would get over big. And anybody in a feud with Roman Reigns is going to be treated well. He's going to look like a superstar because everybody that Roman's been in the ring with has looked good in defeat. I don't know. I'm really afraid that WWE is going to take the title off of Roman and put it on Brock. That's what I'm afraid of. And I hope that is not the case because of all the people in this company, he's the last guy anybody wants to see as world champion. But Seth Rollins wins here. He beats Jeff Hardy. Number one contender was never going to lose here. And Rollins now can focus all of his attention on Big E and the WWE Championship. They showed Vince McMahon arriving earlier this evening in Brooklyn. Limousine pulled up, and everybody was standing outside the limousine door welcoming Vince McMahon as he came wielding Cleopatra's golden egg. Everybody wanted to touch it. Reggie wanted to touch it. He batted Reggie's hand away. Everybody was cheering. It's almost as if they were cheering, "Hey, Vince, thank you. Thank you for not firing me on Thursday. Thank you." So Vince McMahon comes wielding the golden egg. As if anybody gives a fuck about the golden egg. My eggs, my eggs. Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon has eggs. The Rock 25th anniversary Battle Royal. I don't know why this was on the main show. I don't know why this was on the main show. This was absolutely a waste of every single person in the Barclays Center's time. Participants in this match: AJ Styles, Angelo Dawkins, Apollo Crews, Cedric Alexander, Cesaro, Chad Gable, Otis, Commander Aziz, Dolph Ziggler, Drew Gulak, the Viking Raiders, Los Lotharios, that's Angel, and Humberto. No Carrillo. They cut their names in half. Now it's just Angel and Humberto. It's great. Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja. Jinder Mahal is in the match. R-Truth, Ricochet, Big Bob, Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, Shanky, T-Bar, and the Street Profits. You know, I looked at the field of this Battle Royal, and I'm looking at Cedric Alexander. I'm looking at Chad Gable and Otis. I'm looking at Drew Gulak. I'm looking at the Viking Raiders. I'm looking at Los Lotharios. I'm looking at Ricochet, Shanky, T-Bar, Sami Zayn. I'm thinking to myself, outside of the obvious, like AJ Styles and the Street Profits and Dolph Ziggler, Bobby Roode maybe. He may be on the precipice of being released. Jinder Mahal, I don't think they'd get rid of him. Commander Aziz, Cesaro. Everybody else that I mentioned previously, it looks like this was a battle royal for the next round of budget cuts. And Nick Khan was in attendance all night. He sat front row on the left side of the aisleway. So he's probably looking over his notes. Oh, that's Otis. Yeah, we'll get rid of him in about 3 weeks. Oh, that's Drew Gulak. How much is he making? 5 years. Yeah, get rid of this guy. So pretty much this was a battle royal to save your job because Nick Khan was in attendance watching you front row. So if any of these names are released in about 3 or 4 weeks before the holidays, don't say I never warned you. So this was a typical battle royal. The winner of the battle royal, guys, the winner of the battle royal was the guy that's with AJ Styles. What's his name? I don't believe that WWE's pushing Great Khali 2.0. Oh my! Omos won the Pizza Hut Battle Royal. He eliminated like 12 guys. WWE obviously thinks that we give a shit about Omos, right? Who gives a shit about Omos, man? Omos is pretty much 2 peas in a pod with the Great Khali. Give me a break. Does anybody take this guy seriously? Does anybody take this guy to be the future of the brand or the future of the company, man? You fired Braun Strowman. I wasn't a big fan of Braun Strowman, but you fired Braun Strowman for this guy? Oh, my goodness. At the end of this match, get this. It came down to Ricochet and Omos, right? Now, we all knew WWE wasn't going to build up Ricochet here, right? Why would Ricochet, of all people, eliminate the giant Omos? Why would that happen? I would have loved to see it, but it's never going to happen. So the fans clearly got behind Ricochet. He hit Omos with a drop kick. Omos quickly recovered, threw Ricochet out of the ring. No problem. No problem for the mighty Omos. Right? So at the end of this match, Styles went over to the trio box of pizza that Pizza Hut delivered to the Barclays Center. Ford knocked him out. Montez Ford, that is, of the Street Profits. Ford and Dawkins then ran off with all of the Domino, Pizza Hut, the Pizza Hut pizzas, Domino's Pizza, all the same shit. Don't let it fool you. With the Pizza Hut pizzas and started flinging pizzas into the crowd. And there are people in attendance at the Barclays Center that took a pizza slice from a sweaty man's hands and ate it post-COVID. There are people in that attendance, in that arena, that ate sweaty pizza from the hands of Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Omos wins the match, and apparently we now know, it's confirmed, that the winner of Survivor Series is going to have a Pizza Hut party backstage after the show is over. Awesome. Absolutely a waste of everybody's fucking time. WWE, instead of using this to build up anybody like a Ricochet or a Chad Gable or even a Cesaro, right? They give it to the mighty Omos. A complete waste of everybody's time that ended in childish garbage, flinging pizzas into the crowd. Awful. Absolutely awful. The Raw Tag Team Champions, RK Bro. They went up against the Usos, SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And Randy Orton, apparently, he set some kind of record here, if I could find it online. Randy Orton broke a record tonight for setting or working the most matches at a WWE pay-per-view in history. He beat that record working tonight's Survivor Series event. Orton took to Twitter to comment on the accomplishment and brought up how he's close to breaking another WWE record, and on Sunday he will. And if he wrestles on Monday, he will have had more Raw matches than anyone in the history of WWE. He says, and I quote, "I've never been one to keep records or stats throughout my career. Early on, it was laughable to consider in my profession you had wins and losses. You certainly wouldn't talk about it with the boys, much less fans. But I'm fortunate to have some fans and friends that have done just that. Keep my stats, not just wins and losses, but damn near everything you could think of. It came to my attention that at Survivor Series, I'll set a new record for most pay-per-view matches by anyone in WWE history. The following night on Raw, coincidentally, if I have a match, I'll have more matches on Raw than anyone in history. I saw this online, checked it, and it is true. Kind of hard to believe, as it feels like I am only starting in OVW yesterday. I just want to take a minute in light of these stats and let everyone know out there that's ever supported me in any way that I am thankful. I also know with all of my heart that I couldn't have done it without you. Now on to my 15th Survivor Series. Man, time flies, doesn't it? Hashtag Survivor Series, hashtag Raw. Now, according to the Internet Wrestling Database, Orton is ranked number 2 for this record as he's had 431 matches, while Kane has had 436 matches, so it appears he may need a few more matches to break this actual record. Of course, somebody has the exact pinpoint statistic kind of raining on Randy Orton's parade and tweet here. Anyway, this tag team match was not good. I will say that. I love these two teams. I think the Usos are one of the best teams of all time. I think Rated RK Bro or RK Bro. I keep saying Rated RK Bro. RK Bro, I think, have served its purpose on Monday night. I think we are nearing the expiration date on RK Bro for sure. I think I am more in the camp of I want to see Orton go back to being a heel, and I want to see the slow ascent of Matt Riddle into a singles role for the WWE Championship. I think that would be great for Matt Riddle. He's a great professional wrestler, and I'd like to see that. But man, this match was fucking boring. The crowd did not give a single shit up until the great ending that was this match. They did not care. And this is yet another example of WWE not really building any intrigue or anything between these two teams. It's very difficult to care. Even though you may like both teams, it's difficult to care about a winner and loser here. Of course, there's been nothing built up previously. So RK Bro had an early advantage. Usos, they got together on the outside. Orton fought back, caught Jay with some right hands. Orton helped Riddle, and they took control. Riddle sent Jimmy to the floor. He had a dive over the top. Jay took advantage, knocked Riddle off the apron. Jimmy followed up with a suicide dive. Usos took over, isolated Riddle on their side of the ring. Jay charged at Riddle, but Riddle caught him with a kick to the head. Jimmy stopped Riddle from making a tag, slowing the pace down, working with the chin lock. It's everybody's go-to, man, the chin lock. So Riddle tried to make a tag. Jimmy dragged him back to the Usos' corner. Jay slowed the pace down once again. Riddle fought back, hit a terrible-looking GTS. Orton then gets the hot tag, goes wild on the Usos. He went for the draping Orton signature DDT. Jay pulled him out of the ring. Orton recovered, slammed Jay on the announce table. That got a pop out of Pat McAfee. He then slammed Jimmy on the announce table as well. Orton set up for the RKO on Jay, but he escaped. Jay comes back at Orton with a super kick, but he fell into his corner. Riddle tagged himself in. He goes wild on both of the Usos. Riddle hit a senton on Jimmy, went for one on Jay, but Jay got his knees up. Riddle fought back, hit a German suplex, goes for a cover, got a 2 count. Usos hit a pop-up Samoan drop on Riddle, which looked great. That got them a near fall. Usos took over a little bit, hit double super kicks on Orton. Then they hit a double super kick on Riddle for a near fall. Riddle fought back, knocked Jay to the floor. Riddle tagged Orton in blind. Jimmy didn't see it. Jimmy knocked Orton to the floor, went to the top rope to splash Riddle. Orton jumps back in, being the legal man, and he tagged Mr. Uso with a RKO on Jimmy in midair. Looked great, popped the crowd. They went crazy for it. He makes the cover. 1, 2, 3, and RK Bro win this non-title match between both sets of tag team champions. And that's the only time the crowd was really emotionally invested in anything these two teams were doing. So RK Bro wins. Usos go back to SmackDown. They go back to Raw. Not really much else going on in this match. It just became a product of WWE not building any interest in anything. The Usos only mentioned RK Bro a week ago. 2 weeks ago, maybe. So how can anybody care about what's going on between these two teams if they did not cross paths and invade each other's show? How? Riddle and Orton is still feuding with fucking Omos and AJ Styles. It's just nonsensical. I hope things change next year for the better. I really do. I'm not counting on it, but I swear to God, I hope. I hope. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville met with Vince McMahon in his office. McMahon realized his golden egg was missing. Now, he invited Roman Reigns into the office a few moments before this. He invited Roman Reigns into the office. He wanted to show off the egg. And he was claiming that the egg was given to me by your cousin, The Rock. And this is the real thing. It's not some stage prop from the movie. He says this egg is worth $100 million. And Roman Reigns is looking at Vince, and he's looking at Vince and saying, yeah, that's cool. It's about the sum of my next contract with WWE. I laughed at that line. LOL. I thought that was a great line. So then Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville are sitting there, and then Vince McMahon realized his golden egg was missing. He demanded Deville and Adam Pearce find his missing egg. He added that if Pearce can't find it, he will find it himself on Monday Night Raw. This is a very weird and bizarre way to sell Monday Night Raw. Vince McMahon's eggs have gone missing. Please watch Monday Night Raw to see who the culprit is for the missing egg. It's unbelievable. They showed a Xia Li comic book promo. Same one that they showed from SmackDown. I have no faith in WWE booking Xia Li at all. Reminds me of what they did with Aleister Black when he was there. The comic book shit. The comic book-like drawing. Does anybody have any faith in WWE pushing Xia Li? I know I don't. We got the Survivor Series women's elimination match coming up. And I want to check the chat, and I want to take a little bit of a time out here, man. I got to take a sip of my cold beverage, man. It's fucking hot in here. Holy shit. Yo, Jesse, turn on the fucking air conditioner in the venue, man. Jesus fucking Christ. We got 3,000 people plus in here, man. Sucking up all the clean air. Don't let me get Thunder Rosa on you, bro. Let me tell you. Saw what she did to Kylan King down in Mission Pro Wrestling as she was drinking a beer and slapping the shit out of him. Fucking geek. Anyway. Thank you guys very much, man. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We're almost at 1,500 in the venue. I appreciate you, man. Continue to get those super chats in. Get those super chats in. We will hang out at the end of the show. And tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Manscaped. Ho, ho, ho! Gentlemen, the holidays are coming early with Manscaped, the leading men's hygiene brand. Manscaped just launched new products, including their all-new Ultra Premium body wash and a 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. Oh my goodness. It's time to give yourself or someone who needs it. Sounds like most of the people in Brooklyn need it. The gift of beautiful skin, hair, and balls this holiday season. Go to manscaped.com and use code SCRIPT20 at checkout for 20% off and free shipping, man. Jingle balls to the walls, fellas. Untrimmed pubes this holiday season is going to be a thing of the past. And it's possible you have Santa's beard in your pants. I know you do. Don't lie to me. It's time to leave your significant other some cookies and milk at the bottom of your chimney. And I'm talking about Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. Inside this performance package, you'll find the Signature Lawnmower 4.0. This electric trimmer has advanced skin-safe technology to reduce cuts on your nuts. It's also waterproof, so you guys can use it in the shower. It's like a gift to your partner with less mess. And Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant, moisturizer, and toner. It's time to keep your North Pole feeling and smelling fresh. Also, Manscaped is going beyond the groin with their new Ultra Premium Body Wash. It's infused with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean, nice, and moisturized. They also launched their new 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, which has key ingredients with benefits that include hydrating, nourishing, conditioning the scalp, and strengthening your hair at the same time. This sounds fucking awesome, man. 'Tis the season to load up on Manscaped products. So get yourself, your dad, your brother, your friends the best gift of all, and that is Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0. Get 20% off and free shipping today with code SCRIPT20 at manscaped.com. That's code SCRIPT20 at manscaped.com. Clean your nuts and make Santa proud this holiday season. The Women's Survivor Series match, man. This may have been the worst match of the entire night. So much so that the fans were put to sleep by a lot of shit that they did not give a shit about. They were bored out of their minds so much that they were doing the wave all through the Barclays Center, several rotations of the wave. And there were chants for CM Punk in New York City. This was Team Raw: Bianca Belair, Carmella, Liv Morgan, Queen Zelina, and Rhea Ripley. No sign of Nikki Trash. No sign of Nikki Trash anywhere. Team SmackDown was Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Toni Storm, Natalya, and Shotzi Blackheart. I did not like this match at all. I thought everything in this match was either sloppy or I did not care at all about it. It dragged, the fans were bored, which made me feel bored at home. And WWE did absolutely nothing to build any new stars at all in this match. None. So, Carmella and Toni Storm started this match. Carmella took it to Storm with a forearm, and then she demanded her face mask to protect her face. Vega briefly comes in, took over on Storm. Carmella tagged back in. Vega tried putting the mask on Carmella, but Rhea Ripley knocked it out of her hands. Carmella was yelling at Rhea Ripley, but Storm rolled her up very quickly for the first elimination. It's not like Toni Storm had to do a lot of work there to eliminate Carmella. Banks tagged in. She went one-on-one with Bianca Belair, but Shotzi tagged herself in the match, and we never even got that up until this point. Shotzi took on Liv Morgan, backed Morgan into the corner. Natalya took over, hit a suplex on Morgan for a near-fault cover. SmackDown was in control, isolated Natalya on their portion or in their portion of the ring. Ripley took it to Natalya with a drop kick, went for a near fall, got a 2 count. Natalya caught Ripley with a German suplex. Baszler and Natalya gave Ripley a double delayed vertical suplex. Baszler tried to stomp on Ripley's arm, but Ripley fought back. Ripley went for the riptide, but Baszler fought back. Banks walked around her team and tried to make the tag, but Shotzi pulled her off the apron. Can they coexist? Right? What a fucking creative genius Bruce Pritchard is, man. Wow! I never seen that one before. Can they coexist? Right? Give me a fucking break, man. Why don't you go stick to your fucking shit podcast, Bruce? Give me a break with this fucking shit. You're clearly not cut out for running creative anymore. So Baszler transitioned into a Kirifuda clutch on Ripley. Ripley tried for an armbar, but she got the Kirifuda clutch on Ripley. Ripley broke free. She then went for the riptide, but Shotzi jumped into the ring. Baszler got the Kirifuda clutch on Rhea Ripley, but Ripley finally broke free. Fans were completely out to lunch during this match. Started doing the wave during this portion of the match. Belair and Banks then went face-to-face. Fans barely gave a shit about Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair being in the ring, or at least that's the way it came off on television. Fans then broke into a very light, let's go Sasha EST chant. Belair was in control, hit a fall-away slam. Banks recovered, hit a tornado DDT. Went for a cover, got a 2 count. Belair made a recovery and hit a huge spine buster on Banks. Belair then went for the KOD, but Banks landed on her feet. Belair regained control. She then took it to Vega, and Vega's on her team. So she lifted Vega in a bench press and threw Vega on Sasha Banks. And fans at this point broke into a CM Punk chant. Always love to hear it. There was even an AEW chant during the fucking pre-show. Toni Storm then comes in. She eliminated Vega. So that makes Carmella and Vega eliminated by Toni Storm. Morgan then rolled up Storm for a near fall, but Baszler jumped in the ring. Morgan tossed Baszler to the floor and hit the Oblivion on Storm to eliminate her from the match. I don't know why we couldn't get Toni Storm and Liv Morgan in the final 2 of this match at the end. I don't understand it. And I'll get to that in a second. So fans were clearly booing Toni Storm being eliminated because even people in the arena knew what was going on. Why isn't WWE using this match to build up new stars? I don't get it. So that pissed me the fuck off. So fans were booing Toni Storm being eliminated. Baszler locked on the Kirifuda clutch on Liv Morgan, but she backed her into the corner. Shotzi tagged in, climbed up top. Banks tagged herself in. Banks then eliminated Morgan from the match after Shotzi did a big splash. And Sasha came off the top with a big splash. And Liv Morgan was eliminated. Now, people were telling me, oh, but Mr. JD, it took 2 big splashes for Liv Morgan to be eliminated, man. Oh, I'm sorry. This supposedly is the number 1 contender to Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. Why is she getting eliminated? Why is Toni Storm, who's getting a championship match against Charlotte Flair, getting eliminated? Or am I the only one with common sense in New York City? So Morgan was eliminated. Shotzi and Baszler worked together and eliminated Ripley from the match. Goodbye. Go back to your fucking comic book geek, Nikki Trash. Came down to Banks, Shotzi, Baszler, and Natalya against Belair on her own. A 4-on-1. Clearly, Belair wasn't going to win this match, right? You'd think with a 4-on-1 advantage, Belair is not going to win this match. So Belair knocked all of Team SmackDown off the apron and backed Natalya into the corner. Banks tagged in. Shotzi tried stopping her. Shotzi and Banks argued at ringside. Natalya was on the outside with everybody else. Baszler was there. Shotzi was there. So they argued at ringside. Banks shoved Shotzi into Baszler. Banks tried to get back in the ring. So it was a revolving door of women. Shotzi pulled Banks out of the ring. Baszler pulled Sasha out of the ring. Natalya pulled Sasha out of the ring, all while the referee was counting up until 10. Sasha Banks ends up getting counted out in this Raw versus SmackDown women's match. Now, I'd love to find who produced this match. And Vince McMahon went over this script and gave the green light to this horrific fucking creative decision. That's how you eliminate Sasha Banks? Now, I'm not some wrestling fucking genius here, but I know once in my 35 years watching professional wrestling that I've seen people make it back in at a 9 count the way Sasha Banks did 3 times, and it stopped the referee's 10 count. Or am I just not paying close enough attention? What's the problem? Sasha Banks got counted out after clearly being in the ring more than enough to stop the referee's 10 count. Sasha Banks is eliminated. Fans booed Banks being counted out. Done. So Natalya went for the sharpshooter. Belair broke free, knocked her into Baszler. Belair then used a small package. Natalya was eliminated. So now we're down to Baszler and Shotzi versus Bianca. Belair then quickly eliminated Baszler from the match. And that was it. So now we're down to Shotzi and Bianca. 1-on-1. And here I am, 5 minutes before all this happened. I'm like, there's no way Bianca Belair is going to win this match 4-on-1. Now we're down to 1-on-1. Shotzi hit a crossbody on Belair. Belair rolled through. Shotzi gained control, scored a near fall. Belair then rammed Shotzi into the corner turnbuckle, hit the KOD, 1, 2, 3, and Bianca Belair beats Shotzi Blackheart, Natalya, and Shayna Baszler to win the match for Team Monday Night Raw. Let's backtrack here. I had people arguing with me online. Oh, Bianca Belair is 24 years old. She needs it more than anybody. First of all, if you're going to come at me with fucking absolutely ridiculous arguments, Bianca Belair is 32 years old. She's actually older than Sasha Banks in this match. Number one. So if you're going to come argue with me, at least bring your fucking factual information to the argument. So right then and there, you're a blithering idiot. Number two. Why did Bianca Belair need this win? You do realize by what we see on television that we have moved on from Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair failed to capture the championship from Becky Lynch. Why did Bianca Belair need to be the sole survivor in this match? I had people arguing with me online. Oh, Bianca needed it more than anybody after the 26 seconds. Oh, really? She needed it more than anybody in the match, you're saying, right? Like she wasn't given enough this year? She won the Royal Rumble. She main evented WrestleMania on night one with the best female wrestler on the main roster. And she won the SmackDown Women's Championship from Sasha Banks in the main event of WrestleMania. But please continue to tell me how she needs to win the Survivor Series over everybody else that could have benefited more so than Bianca Belair. What exactly does she need? You do realize that she's taking this into what exactly? She beat 4 women. Sasha being counted out, But she eliminated all of Team SmackDown to go and do what? She's going into a feud on Monday night with Doudrop. Meanwhile, Liv Morgan could have won this match for Team Raw. She's the #1 contender against Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. Don't you think it would benefit Liv to look strong and be the sole survivor, being that she's going into an inevitable loss against Becky Lynch? Do you guys have any desire to make her look strong against somebody that we know is not losing that championship? Bianca failed. Charlotte couldn't beat Becky. What makes you think Liv Morgan's going to beat Becky Lynch? Oh my goodness, man. The only one that's beaten Becky Lynch, if there's even a chance in fucking hell of the match happening, is Ronda Rousey. That's it. If and when she comes back. You mean to tell me that Toni Storm couldn't win this match and be the sole survivor for Team SmackDown, being that she's going into probably an inevitable loss against Charlotte Flair? This was the best creative decision that you guys could have come up with, right? Bianca needed it. I'm sorry, I don't see Bianca doing anything but battling Doudrop on Monday night. Meanwhile, you have two women in this match that were unceremoniously eliminated, being booed because of your shit creative, that have bigger matches coming up than Bianca Belair. No, but I'm the one who bitches and moans and complains about what we see on television. Or is it you who's a fucking idiot that doesn't know any better, and you need people like me to make you look like a fucking idiot? Even more so. Any other questions? I thought so. Get the fuck out of my classroom. Match was fucking terrible. When you have New York City chanting CM Punk and doing the goddamn fucking wave like they're at goddamn Yankee Stadium, you know you've went and fucked up. I don't want to hear any fucking excuses. The creative in this company is the fucking worst it's ever been. Ever. Caleb Braxton was backstage with Paul Heyman. He broke into this, hey, yo, New York, forget about it shtick. It's great. Heyman doesn't know what happened to Vince McMahon's egg. Braxton informed Heyman that Brock Lesnar's suspension is no longer indefinite. Uh-oh. Lesnar's going to be on SmackDown one of these weeks. He's going to be sitting front row. What's going to happen, Mr. Pierce? How many Von Wagners you going to have to back you up on Friday night? Roman Reigns versus Big E was the main event. Roman Reigns versus Big E was the main event. This is the Universal Champion versus the WWE Champion in the main event of this year's Survivor Series. The match was as I expected it to be. The match was very good. Big E is excellent. Roman Reigns is fucking brilliant. That's all I could say. This was not better than last year's match with Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, but they tried. They certainly tried. You know, there were a lot of people, whether it was in the IWC in general or the 2K community, that don't know any better. They'll shill whatever they have to shill to get ahead, and they'll make acquaintances just to further their own agendas. And these are nonsensical, fake, bullshit fucking opinions that's, I don't know who the fuck gives a shit about, honestly. People were chiming in on social media all day. Oh, Big E should win. Citing the reason that this was a non-title match and that it would probably do WWE good to beat Roman Reigns tonight, being that the Universal Championship is not on the line. Oh, Big E can win the match, but Roman Reigns can win or still be the Universal Champion while Big E wins the match and pins Roman Reigns clean. No. Now, I don't want to hear such outlandish garbage from people. You do realize that you're presenting yourself as a fucking idiot if that is your true opinion of the situation here. Yes, Big E can win the match because the title isn't on the line. No. No! Roman Reigns is the undisputed fucking king. He doesn't need a crown for it. He doesn't need some fucking bullshit gimmick for it. This is a run of a lifetime. Champions should not lose. The only time champions should lose is in stupid situations like this because WWE puts them in unavoidable situations. Roman Reigns is on a run of a lifetime. Big E should not be beating Roman Reigns. Nobody should be beating Roman Reigns. The only person that should be beating Roman Reigns is the guy that WWE officially anoints as the next in line to be the next Roman Reigns. Whoever that may be, I have no idea who it is. I don't. That person may not even be employed by WWE right now. The only one that I could possibly even think of to beat Roman Reigns that is employed by WWE right now, it's not Drew McIntyre. It's not Brock Lesnar. It's not Big E. It's not an AJ Styles or anybody like that. This person does not exist on the main roster. The only person that could ever be, in my eyes, the man to beat Roman Reigns would be Walter. And that is it. Yeah, the person may not even be born yet. The only person I would take is Walter. And I mean that wholeheartedly. There are rumors going around that Walter may be back in the United States permanently. He's going through a divorce. He's a little bit more open to being in the United States and working the United States. I don't want him working the main roster. Let me tell you that right out. I don't want him working the main roster. I don't. Walter was taken care of like you wouldn't believe by Triple H. Can you imagine WWE taking Walter and putting him on the main roster? This guy would lose consecutively, and then the allure, the mystique of Walter would be fucking diminished. Put something great in the hands of Bruce Pritchard, he'll piss all over it. He doesn't get and grasp greatness. Walter may be the only option I could see as legitimate as anybody to take the title off of Roman Reigns. Now, that's a stretch. I don't see that happening. I don't see WWE doing that. For all we know, they may end up giving it to Brock Lesnar, and I may fucking pop a fucking lung yelling on this show if that happens. What a terrible fucking mistake that would be. Yes, we build Roman Reigns up for all this to give it to Brock Lesnar. Are you fucking serious? These people telling me Big E needs it. Big E needs it. No, Big E doesn't need it. He's the WWE champion. He's nothing more than a fucking fill-in champion. He isn't doing anything with that title. What do you expect Big E to do with the WWE title? What? He's not on the same planet as Roman Reigns. He's already a made man. He's been a made man in the New Day. Why does he need to beat Roman Reigns? I don't understand you. Yes, let's take the title and put it on the line. Oh, let's take this match rather with Roman Reigns and Big E and put it on Survivor Series. You want Big E to beat Roman Reigns in a match that had no story? There was no story going into this. Yeah, let's waste the last 2 years to give it to Big E because of reasons that you conjured up. Oh, he's WWE champion. He needs it. He's a black athlete. Whatever the fucking case may be. No. Big E is not anywhere in the same stratosphere as Roman Reigns. Give me a break. And I take nothing away from Big E. Big E is fantastic. I'm a huge fan of Big E. Huge fan of Woods. Love those guys. But no, not at all. Roman Reigns should not lose this championship. This championship needs to be a focus in the Roman Reigns and Rock storyline that hopefully comes so we can put an end to this Roman Reigns head of the table tribal chief storyline. Without the Universal Championship, there is no tribal chief. Without the Universal Championship, there is no head of the table. The Universal Championship is the one piece to the puzzle that makes the entire storyline make sense. Yet you got people wanting Roman to lose the championship well before its expiration date, and you got people wanting Big E to beat Roman Reigns clean. No. You know when Roman Reigns should lose? When I tell you Roman Reigns should lose. I'll be the first to tell you. I'll know when and when the time is right and against who. I've been right on everything else this year. Don't doubt me. I'm the fucking head of the table. This match was good. It was good. For this show, it was probably great because this show was fucking terrible. Good match. They started slow, picked it up. Crowd was out of it, just like they were everything else on this show. Big E and Reigns locked up. Yes, because after breaking Xavier's crown and destroying all of his King of the Ring paraphernalia and all the torture that the Bloodline did to the New Day in the last couple of weeks, yeah, let's start off with a collar and elbow tie-up. Sounds about right. So Reigns, he was taking it slow. He backed Big E into the corner. Multiple clotheslines. E avoided Reigns. Leapfrog. Hit him with a back elbow. Went for a cover. Big E dragged Reigns to the apron. Missed his splash. And he hit his knee on the apron. And the knee was the story of the match. Big E appeared to injure his knee. Like I said, Reigns took advantage. And he rocked Big E with a right hand. Reigns was slowing the pace down. There's that dreaded shin lock again. Everybody wants to work slow paces with shin locks. Big E broke free. Reigns cut him off with a back elbow. Fans broke into a New Day Rocks chant. Reigns rocked Big E with a boot. He started yelling at the fans. And he started telling people in Brooklyn to shut their mouths. Otherwise, he'd come in there and slap the shit out of their mouths. Gotta love Roman Reigns trash talking. Reigns dominated, threw Big E into the ring post several times. Reigns tried to throw Big E into the steps, but Big E reversed it. Big E then hit a series of belly-to-belly suplexes. Big splash. Reigns recovered with a Samoan drop. Reigns hit a series of clotheslines in the corner. Big E fought out, hit a Uranagi. Big E then locked on the stretch muffler. Reigns broke free, hit a sit-out powerbomb, which looked great. That got a near fall. Reigns went for a Superman punch. Big E avoided it. He then hit a rock bottom. So there's a rock tease right there for a near fall. Fans broke into a Rocky chant. And I honestly thought up until this point that The Rock was going to make a special appearance on this show. I really did. With all the Rock talk and the egg and Vince McMahon mentioning the millions and all this other shit, I thought The Rock was definitely showing up tonight. So, Reigns hit another Superman punch. Big E tried to get back to a vertical base. Reigns hit a third Superman punch, and he was gloating. He's not getting up. He did the whole big spear setup. Big E got back to his feet, hit Reigns in the midsection with a spear of his own. And he took Reigns out with a huge spear on the apron. And they tumbled to the outside. Reigns then hit a spear back in the ring. Reigns went for a guillotine submission. Big E broke free. Big E went for another spear on the apron, but Reigns caught him in the guillotine again. Big E powered out, hit the big ending, but Reigns got his foot on the bottom rope. Not a good spot. If you're going to get the big ending on Roman Reigns, you're going to need to pull Roman Reigns away from the ropes and try for the cover. Don't hit your finishing move near the ropes knowing that Roman Reigns is going to get near the ropes or get to the ropes. Come on. What a dumb fucking move. Pull him to the middle of the ring and have Roman kick out of the big ending. Everybody kicks out of everybody's finishing move. What's the difference? So, he got to the bottom rope. Big E slammed Reigns on the announce table, threw him into the ring post. Reigns recovered, threw Big E into the steps. Knee first. There's the knee again. Reigns hit a Superman punch off the steps. Big E went for the big ending again, but his knee gave out. Reigns slipped out and attacked Big E's knee. He then hit a spear for the 1, 2, 3. And that is the way the show went off the air. Reigns walked up the ramp. He gave the Universal title back to Paul Heyman. And that was it. No Dwayne Johnson. No Rock appearance in Brooklyn. Nothing. Nothing. Now we go back to the Barclays Center. And we go to Monday Night Raw. And WWE is touting that Raw and SmackDown's rosters will be on the show tomorrow night. Maybe we get The Rock showing up on Monday. Maybe they realized Survivor Series was a wash. And they wanted to do something a little exciting on Monday night. Save The Rock from Monday Night Raw. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with this fucking egg. It's a weird fucking way to build intrigue about Monday Night Raw. Yeah, Vince McMahon's missing egg. Yeah, tune into our show to find out who stole Vince McMahon's $100 million golden egg. Survivor Series was terrible. If you guys are asking me, should I go and watch it? I didn't realize there was a pay-per-view tonight. Should I really watch it? No. Maybe Charlotte and Becky, but no. Don't even waste your time. At all. I appreciate you guys very much. I really do. We're going to go over the super chats now, man. I appreciate you all for hanging out. We had 3,300 in the venue tonight. Thank you very much for hanging out. On your early Monday morning, we're going on 2 a.m. East Coast here. Hit that subscribe button down below. We just hit 129,000 subscribers. Couldn't do it without you guys, man. Hit that thumbs up. We're over 1,600. You guys are fucking awesome, man. Continue to hit that thumbs up if you have not done so. Hit that subscribe button. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. And get those super chats in, man. Get those super chats in. We're going to go over these super chats in just a second, and I want to shout out my sponsor for today's show, Manscaped. Manscaped.com. You guys are going to use code SCRIPT20 to save 20% off and get that free shipping. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. Glad I did not watch the pay-per-view. I can't stand this crap. You did yourself a favor, Michelle. You did yourself a favor, believe me. It was not worth anybody's time. Nate with a $4.99 super chat. The oh my! Sounds like Nia Jax's mattress springs in the morning. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Jacob Donnelly with a $10 super chat. It's pay-per-views like this that show how WWE has no momentum going whatsoever. A decent match here and a decent match there, but overall nothing to get invested in. No reason to care. Bro, did you expect another full gear? As far as I'm concerned, AEW wins yet again for their pay-per-views. Not even close, man. Not even close. Thank you, Jacob, for the $10. Appreciate you, brother. Tony Brown. I know he liked that women's match, man. Sasha, Toni, Liv, Shotzi. Tony Brown was a man in heaven, bro. $4.99 super chat. Wasn't horrible to me. Enjoyed Charlotte and Becky and Roman and Big E. Really enjoyed Becky, the MILF Lynch, and her ring attire. What you think, old tribal king? Not a fan, Tony. I was more of a fan of Tony Storm, as you guys know. Alex Perez with a $1.99 super chat. Vince Frigatti released his egg last week. Bro, I made a comment on Twitter. You know who stole the egg? Triple H stole the egg. Triple H stole the $100 million egg. He's going to pawn it with Chumlee and Rick at the pawn shop. They're going to give him a cool $100 million for it. And he's going to start his own wrestling promotion and rehire all the NXT talents that Vince and Nick Khan and Bruce Pritchard fired. And he's going to start his own wrestling promotion and go head-to-head with NXT on Tuesday night. Man, I could start a rumor that fucking burned down the IWC in a second. Thank you, Alex. Saints 2025 with a $4.99 super chat. I'm glad I swore off WWE after WrestleMania Backlash this year. I watched the 2002 Spider-Man tonight instead. And look at you, man. We both went back and watched decent movies. I went back and watched No Country for Old Men. You went back and watched Spider-Man. Awesome. Brian Betancourt with a $2 super chat. Mid as MJF would say. Yes, bro. Survivor Series was mid. Probably worse than mid. Jesus with a $9.99 super chat. Imagine if they had Malachi Black, Adam Cole, Keith Lee, and Andrade El Idolo in that Battle Royal match. The thought of it makes me cringe. Bro, the thought of it makes me cringe thinking about any of those guys in WWE, period. All those guys are going to be better off. Keith Lee's joining AEW, no question. Bradley Robinette with a $1.99 super chat. Now we have a Who Stole an Egg story. WWE sucks. Yes. They are creatively fucking bankrupt, man. Lauren Hutton re-ups her VIP status for 8 months. Congrats to Randy on his pay-per-view achievement, and so much for Rock showing up wasted. And we got Monday, Lauren. Rock may show up in Brooklyn on Monday. Maybe he had to be somewhere on Sunday. I don't know. Spirit of the Wolf with a $5 super chat. Vince is a walking corpse. Yes, he is. Lauren Hutton with $2 super chats. Worst Survivor Series in 10 years. I turned it off. When will SmackDown actually be victorious over Raw? I don't give a shit. It means nothing to me. It really doesn't. Jericho 8131 with a $10 super chat. AJ Styles went from facing Brock Lesnar in Survivor Series as WWE champion to competing in a battle royal over greasy, disgusting Pizza Hut pizza. That's just pathetic. Yes. No, but they'd rather push. Yeah, they'd rather push that guy. John Perna with a $1.99 super chat. Can you do Bucktooth Kevin Dunn stealing the egg? Oh, bitch. Look at me. I'm going to take this egg and I'm going to sink my teeth into it. But it's not made of wood. Is there wood on the inside? Super cool with the $2 super chat. I watched Rocky IV Director's Cut instead tonight. Good for you, bro. Andy Windbreaker becomes a new member in the venue. Andy, what the fuck are you drinking, bro? What type of beverage do you want from the bar, man? Thank you. B Love with a $4.99 super chat. JMFD. Why does Reginald still have a job, but John Morrison is fired? Because John Morrison is old, B Love. You know, John Morrison is an aging senior citizen, man. He's going to go to the diner at 4 o'clock, and he's going to get that senior citizen special at the age of 37. Matthew Sone with a Canadian $5 super chat. Series 2013 was pretty awful, though. I'll take the creative in 2013 over the creative of what we got going on right now. So, no, I don't agree with you. World of Wrestling with two $2 super chats. 4-hour pay-per-view with payoff. What the fuck, WWE? I don't know, man. What payoff? They paid off the fucking 4,000 remaining seats for people to actually fill those seats. That's what they fucking did. Andrew Stevens with a $1.99 super chat. I got any I Survived Survivor Series shirts made? No. I do not. Though that's quite the idea. Salrex and I are going to be working on some ideas, man. I'm going to get a long-term booking shirt made a la the NWO design, I think. Seriously. I'm going to get an OTS NWO design. I know it's old, but I've always wanted to do one. I'm going to get one in black and white with the OTS, and then I'm going to do long-term booking. LTB in red for the Wolfpack colors. What do you guys think? Undertaker with a $5 super chat. 2-0. 2 months. The new streak begins. You know who I miss? I miss Brock Lesnar in the chat. Undertaker, where's Lesnar, bro? Where's my boy Brock in the chat? I got to hear about his adventures with Sable. Cool Jags with a $4.99 super chat. I'd argue Heath Slater's Joker is... Heath Slater's. Jesus Christ. It is late. I'd argue Heath Ledger's Joker is the greatest movie villain ever, in my opinion. In terms of Survivor Series, I only have one word: boring. Cool Jags, I actually agree with you, but my boy Anton Chigurh is number 2. Coiled Phoenix is a member and re-ups for 4 months. Thank you, Coiled Phoenix. Besides the first and last match and the commentary, this Survivor Series was garbage. And whomever came up with the egg gimmick needs to be fired ASAP. I agree. Sage Blackwolf with a $4.99 super chat. AEW took the egg. The egg is now All Elite, guys. Tony Khan doesn't need a $100 million egg. He's going to get triple that from TNT when they re-up their TV rights deals. HD the King Savage with a $4.99 super chat. They gave out free towels in blue and red stating, I survived Survivor Series. Also, they're making inside jokes about how terrible their shows are. Is this a real thing? Did they really give those towels out? Oh my goodness, man. Golden Boy with a $5 super chat. With how bad WWE writers are, the golden egg was probably stolen by the gobbledygooker since Thanksgiving is Thursday. So lame. Acknowledge JD as number 1. Thank you, Golden Boy. God, I hope that's not the case. WWE really takes their fans to be fucking complete childish imbeciles then. They really did. I have them both, says King Savage. Oh my goodness. Dwayne Cruz with a $10 super chat. Big E should have won because WWE will never push anyone to that level again. Walter is Snitsky 2.0. He doesn't look the part and they won't push him. Now Brock will win and it will be all a waste for everybody. Dwayne, if there was a way for me to refund you your $10, which by the way, there's no refunds. If there was a way for me to refund you your $10, I would, just for the comment of Walter is Snitsky 2.0. Clearly, you haven't watched a single fucking match that Walter has done. You sound like one of the fucking virgin geeks on Reddit. Stop. Go and educate yourself if you want to return to the venue at a future date. Eris with a $1.99 super chat. Rikishi stole the egg. He did it for The Rock. No. Bobby Means with a $5 super chat. Did you see Becky Lynch's attire where standards and practices when you need them? LOL, go OTS. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of Becky's attire. VC Stallion with a $1.99 super chat. What's your honest opinion on Austin Theory? Could be the future of the company if WWE really gets behind it. I think Austin Theory is great. Max Mello 94 with a $4.99 super chat. Hey, loved Becky and Charlotte, but Becky's gear too distracting. Am I alone in this? Wasn't distracting for me, man. I wasn't looking anywhere where I shouldn't be looking. Paratosh with a $4.99 super chat. Brother JD, if Wyndham came to AEW, what stable would he lead other than the Dark Order? One request, call me a goon. Paratosh, you're a goon for the simple fact that you'd want him to run a stable. Why can't he come in on his own? We may see him on December 15th. Winter is coming, or what I like to say, Wyndham is coming. John becomes a member for 2 months. Re-upped. Thank you, John. Great episode tonight. JD. Go Braves. Thank you, bro. VC Stallion, $1.99 super chat. Would you say WWE is now worse than 95? Yes. I would. Saints 2025 with a $4.99 super chat. Walter on the main roster has been a fear of mine since the 2019 Survivor Series. Yes. He was eliminated in 90 seconds from a Claymore kick from Drew McIntyre. Great. It's exactly what WWE would do to Walter. Shakoy with 2 super chats, a 5 and a 2. I hate these WWE clowns that tried to bring down Jessie's tweet on AEW is a family, saying that she misspelled cult. These people are sick. Bro, they're the lowest of the low, man. Fuck all those guys. Thank you for calling out those jokes. OTS for life. Thank you, Shakoy. Boogie Down with a $4.99 super chat. Hope all is well, JD. When is the trash going to be thrown in the ring for this garbage product? My goodness, thank you for all that you do. Bro, I don't know. I wish it would happen tomorrow night on Raw. The Undertaker with a $5 super chat. He says, Lesnar stole one of my bikes and is taking Sable on a joyride of sorts. More updates as they come in. Man, Lesnar just got up and disappeared, bro. Kind of concerned about Lesnar in the chat. And Dwayne Cruz with a $4.99 super chat. I know of Walter. I'm saying they will never see him of that. And you know this. He will go to the main roster and be U.S. champ because he'll foreigner. Well, I can't say that you're wrong there, bro. I've been saying it for months now. I know exactly what they would do to Walter, which is why I don't want Walter on the main roster. But Walter is the only legit guy that I could see beating Roman Reigns and should beat Roman Reigns because there's nobody else on the active roster right now. None. Nobody. Guys, I am about to get out of here, man. I appreciate you all very, very, very much. Thank you for making this one hell of a night tonight. 3,300 in the venue tonight with still 2,700 lingering around. Appreciate you guys very, very much, man. Follow me on social media, on Twitter, at JDfromNY206. Same thing on Instagram. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you guys turn on that bell for notifications. Make sure you guys hit that join button down below. I'm excited to show you guys what we have unveiled, man. You're gonna get a kick out of this, man. Some people may think it's cheesy, but I don't give a shit, man. We are absolutely blown by the competition. There's nobody doing it like OTS. Nobody. Well, they all look the same, and they all sound the same, and they all push their fucking woke opinions and make everything a political fucking issue. We're here fucking killing the game in the IWC, man. I can't wait to show you guys what we got tomorrow, man. If you don't think we're showing up to the venue in style tomorrow, or hopefully tomorrow, oh my goodness, man, you guys are going to love this shit. Manscaped.com, code SCRIPT20 at checkout. Go and check that stuff out. Your father, your brother, yourself, get yourself a nice gift this holiday season. It starts with Manscaped, man. Manscaped.com, code SCRIPT20. And go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Guys, I'm about to get out of here, man. I got my cold beverage. I'm getting in the Mustang. Windows are going to be down. I need two things from you guys right now. Number one, I need those guitar emojis. And if you got them, those Mustang emojis in the chat. And number two, I need that music on max. I'll see you guys for Monday Night Raw tomorrow night with a brand new week of content right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.